Hasbro has a tendency to make wild colour variants of Beyblades, and the latest releases are no exception, with the introduction of Fort Hornet, Antler Stag and Wriggle Kraken. These are Hasbro exclusives, meaning you probably won't see a Takara Tomy version of them anytime soon. But are these blades actually usable? Today I bring them all to a Barnyard Beyblade hoedown, using the combinations which I think work best with them. But first up, let's have a look at these bays. We have a Fort Hornet, which is basically a remix of Reaper Incendio, but with a bold yellow and orange honeycomb design. It comes with the taper bit and a 760 ratchet, bright yellow, which is a really decent part. And of course, you get the Hornet CX blade. The inner core is different to Reaper Incendio, but the metal stays the same. So performance wise, it's nothing drastically new, but I gotta say that honeycomb plastic is an awesome addition. Next, we have Antler Stag. This one takes its blade from Kerberos Flame, which was pretty tough to get before in a random booster. So this is probably the easiest way to grab that design. The colour scheme is really nice with purple and yellow details, plus that stag logo on the chip is awesome. I absolutely love stags. The downside, it comes with high needle and a 260 ratchet. It would have really benefited if it came with a wheel assist blade, but the blade itself still has potential as it's nice and round. And finally, we have Wriggle Kraken. This one is my favourite of the bunch. This has a wild colour mix of pink, blue and seafoam green. It comes with an awesome looking orb bit, a clear pink 385 ratchet and a bright pink slash assist blade. Love being able to get hold of some more pink parts. That slash is probably the best bit out of this slot. The main blade is based on Arc Wizard, which isn't exactly top tier, but that lock chip with the side-eye Kraken is an awesome piece. Alright, enough talk about the blades. Let's see what combinations I've put on all of these and put them into a real tournament in a barnyard. This venue was insane. Right, so I've got my deck for this tournament. This is a case made up by Tricky Fox Prints. I'll put a discount code down below for 10% off. They do awesome work. But yeah, I've tried to make some, I don't know, I think more meta combinations. So I've gone with Wriggle Kraken on wheel, 960 Hexa. I think Wizard Arc is probably better on a stamina build as it is quite round. It's just never done really that well. But hopefully it can tank some hits with wheel and outspin some things. Then we've got Antler Stag on slash 450 wall ball. I think because Antler Stag or Kerberos is really round, a little bit of points on it, but it's overall it's pretty round. So I've gone with a stamina based combo. I put 450 to make it a little bit lower because it's quite tall. I want it to hit the metal, not onto slash. So went for a lower ratchet, and wall ball is good for stabilizing. So gonna give that a go. Also, it looks quite pretty altogether. And then I've got the Hornet on Jaggy 760 kick, mainly because I think Reaper's probably best on a balance bit and kick is quite good, and that 760 is good for weight and it also looks really good. So I may change this up during the day, but initially this is what I'm going to go for. Let's see how it does. Right, so I'm not going to go through every game of this tournament because it was quite a big one. It was actually a friend's birthday who lives on a farm, and they put together this Beyblade tournament. There were 15 players. It was round robin, so you played 14 games, I think it was. And then whoever has the most points at the end wins. So I've obviously got my Wriggle Kraken out then, and it did get the outspin. And my Fort Hornet got an extreme. So overall, I'm not going to talk about every game. I'm not going to give you a play-by-play as I usually do with tournament games, but yeah, that deck did pretty well in that first game. I mean, overall, the tournament didn't go great for me. I used it out of the testing just for this deck, and I've got to say this deck actually looks really nice. It was like one of the prettiest decks I've seen. I love the crazy Hasbro colours. But overall, I finished, I think my score was 5-7, so 5 wins, 7 losses. There was some crazy moments in there, but there was also lots of bursting, rarely outspinning the other bays. And yeah, so, I mean, it's not an ideal deck, but it was fun. It was interesting. I quite liked Wriggle Kraken as a tanky stamina heal build. I think it was probably the best of the bunch. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't recommend going competitively with this deck, but if you want it for fun, it's definitely did alright overall. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the footage run through, have a look at how the combos went.
There's a tournament ruining, they're calling Beymac. He's the king of the spin, his Pegasus flies. But today's got a twist, a surprising disguise. They handed him Wriggle Kraken, chipped and slow. Fort Hornet buzzing, but with no steam to show. Spin to win, that's the Barnyard Creek. Even with a blade that ain't built for speed. Antler Stag's wobbling, but he won't back down. Beymac's still the sharpest in this small town round. Pegasus sat lonely, shining on the shelf. Mac muttered, guess I'll have to prove myself. The Hasbro fleet looked battered and bruised, but he grinned and said, I got nothing to lose. The cowbell rang, the spinners clashed, the barn shook loud as the blades all smashed. Spin to win, that's the Barnyard Creek. Even with a blade that ain't built for speed. Antler Stag's wobbling, but he won't back down. Beymac's still the sharpest in this small town round. The cowbell rang, the spinners clashed, the barn shook loud as the blades all smashed.
So yeah, I got 5 wins, 7 losses, which weren't too bad for that deck. I was happy enough, but I did win the most animated launcher, which was interesting, but there's a picture coming up that shows probably why I got nominated for that one. But yeah, I did win something. Legs flying, arms wide on this, so yeah, maybe I deserve the most animated launch. But yeah, that's it from me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and head to Mall of Toys and use discount code Beymac for 5% off. Catch you in the next one. Beymac out.